Let go. Get the fuck. Get the fuck. Get out of here, man. This God, fucking dog, you a goddamn demon, son. I don't even know why I even agreed to babysit you, yo. Oh yeah, it's because I did need it at $15. Anyway, man, this is Vance Michel reporting on God for the funny papers, man. This goddamn dog almost ate the goddamn funny papers, man. Got the shit out of his goddamn mouth. Anyway, man, let me report, man. I'm afraid I got some bad news, man, because, yo, the province of Quebec just announced that Quebec and Montreal, man, will be on lockdown for the next 28 days. That's for the whole month of November. So I don't even know when we're going to come out of lockdown. So it doesn't even seem that we're going to see any production of stand-up comedy anytime soon. But I do have some good news because Comedy Central just announced that it resumed production on stand-up comedy specials for the first time since the pandemic. So they shot a bunch of fresh specials with outstanding young comedians that will air December 1st. And the series will feature rising comedy greats like Monroe Martin, Mary Beth Barron, Andy Haynes, and more. And in other comedy news, the National Comedy Center announces a joint partnership with Elkhorn Valley Museum to release Johnny Carson television memorabilia that was in his office to be in the Elkhorn Valley Museum in Norfolk, Nebraska. See, this exhibit will trace Johnny's Carson path from New York City to LA, then back to Norfolk, and celebrate his tenure as the king of late night comedy. See, this exhibit will not only show Johnny Carson's career, but highlight his Tonight Show's formative and pivotal role as the most influential platform for stand-up comedy. That's a good thing, man, because I like Johnny Carson. I like what he did for the Comedy Store. And speaking of the Comedy Store, did you hear Joe Rogan's podcast lately, man? He had Kanye's West on it, yo. And while Kanye West was going nuts on Joe Rogan's podcast, Joe Rogan took the time to call out the people who at Spotify and Twitter demanded changes on his podcast. Now, here's a change that I would like to demand on your podcast. How about the guests that you have on your podcast, Joe? Because all I see is Alex Jones, then Theo Vaughn. Then you have some random dudes that with some names I can't even pronounce. Then you have Kanye West going crazy for like 3 hours. So yeah, you do got to make some changes to your podcast, B. But anyway, he took it to the streets. He took it at like that episode. He wanted to say that the people at Twitter and Spotify, they don't know what they're talking about. On the same episode that he asked Kanye, "Hey Kanye, are you this type of Kanye all the time?" And then Kanye responds, "I just want to say something, Joe, about South Carolina, and I'm going to try to reword it so I don't bring no harm to my family." Yo, what the fuck are you talking about, Kanye? Anyway, a point was made during the podcast. Kanye said Twitter is the place where ideas and thoughts are expressed freely. And Joe Rogan said, yes, but it's still censored by people who know that when you're tweeting certain like some shit, then it could get you in trouble. Unless you're the president of the fucking United States. Listen, man, nobody don't know what the fuck they're talking about, man. To me, nobody don't know what they're talking about. Anyway, I want to talk about what to look out in this next segment I like to call Comedy to See. Comedy to see. We're going to add some music to that later. All right, cool. All right, yo, a special for everybody to check out is Sarah Cooper's Netflix special. If you don't know who Sarah Cooper is, she's a comedian that has recently climbed to fame because of her lip-syncing videos of Donald Trump, and now has a Netflix special which is a mock morning show. And this shit is bugged the fuck out and is very very liberal. So I'm just letting you know that before you go check this shit out. And another thing to see is Tim Heidecker's YouTube special called Tim Heidecker's An Evening with Tim Heidecker. And if you don't know who Tim Heidecker is one of the top 5 comedians in stand-up today. And if you want to see how a 10-year professional do comedy without a net, then I suggest you take a look at that. And I'm glad you took a look at the funny papers. I'm Vance Michel reporting on God.